Hi guys. So as promised, today I want to talk about distribution. Okay, specifically short film distribution. Okay, because feature film distribution is different. Okay, the first thing to understand with the short film distribution is like short films are a non-commercial film. Okay, so it's going to be quite hard to make money from the distribution. Usually short films, they are made for exposure and to get recognition from festivals and from industry players, so you can access in the future to better funds to make other shorts or to make feature or to get works for hire. Okay, but they are mostly a piece to showcase your talent more than a, a film that can make money. Okay, so the most important window that we have to show our short film are film festivals. Film festivals, they have like different tiers, so they have like different categories. Like the most important ones, A-class festivals, they're like the 10 biggest film festivals, you know, like Cannes, Berlin, Sundance, Toronto, Venice, etc. Okay, these are like very competitive. Like we are talking about, like they receive like thousands of submissions. So among these like 5,000 to 10,000 per year that they receive, they select 20 or 30 short films, okay, that they are going to be in competition. So it's like massively competitive, and it tends to be almost impossible to enter from outside of the circle, meaning that the short films that they are going to select mostly belong to people that they have been like following from different programs, like training programs, or they have been in different workshops from other big festivals. So usually the people selected, they already have like a track record. Very rarely they are going to select somebody out of the blue from these 10,000 films. You know, suddenly they watch one and it's like, oh, let's put this in the selection. Okay, this, I mean, it happens sometimes, but it happens very rarely. Okay, so usually these big festivals, they look at your track record, and also they have like kind of like yearly themes or interest, and they want to explore this thing, or they want to promote this thing through the films that they select. So if your profile fits with what they are looking for, if your film fits what they were looking for, maybe you have a chance. Okay, I will say that the festivals right now, they are still like quite woke. In the last 10 years or so, they have become like extremely concerned about all these woke values. So nowadays, who you are is kind of like much more important than what you make. So this means for Southeast Asians that you have like a great advantage because you play the racial card, and suddenly like you have there like an edge. Okay, when creating your profile, that we are going to talk about this later, you have to have like some kind of like point of view in which like they can understand like, oh, this guy is this kind of character, you know. That's but well, like regarding these festivals, sometimes they also have like non-competitive sections. So sometimes if you cannot be selected in the competition, there is other programs. They are extremely expensive. We are talking about like most of them over $100, sometimes over $200. Okay, and as I said, like the competition is fierce, so it's very hard. But sometimes national film agencies will support you for the submission, or there is like sometimes ways to write to the programmer of the section that you are interested in, that you think that your film really fits the role, and ask for a waiver. That is basically like to forfeit the payment, and quite often works. Because most of these festivals, they are like in Europe, and everything in Europe is subsidized, so these festivals, they are supported with public money, so the submissions, they are like a top up for their budget, but they are not like the base. Okay, then we have like the mid-tier film festivals that they are like much more approachable. Still, also they give waivers. And oh yeah, something important that I forgot to say. These A-class festivals, they all ask for premiere status, meaning that the first time that your film is going to be shown in any kind of venue is going to be in their festival. Okay, and this, except like very rare exceptions, is going to be the norm. Okay, so the second tier of film festivals, the mid-tier festivals, they're like a bit more approachable as well. They offer also waivers. Okay, so sometimes you can write to the programmer, tell your story, and get like a free entry. But even if you don't get this, the fees, they are not so big. Maybe like around $50, $40. Sometimes they are like cheaper, but yeah, be prepared. So something that you have to understand is like, it's quite expensive to do the distribution of a short. Like the spending money and the budget, you have to consider it, not only production but also like marketing and distribution. These mid-tier festivals, sometimes they ask for premiere. Of course, like premiere is always like a good thing to offer, you know, like all festivals, they want to be the first ones that they show your film. But these mid-tier, some of them, it's not a requisite and they don't care so much. In short films, it's not so important your premiere, to be honest. And then it's like the smaller festivals that usually they don't ask for premiere. Some of them they have like awards, some of them they don't. The small festivals, they are still like a good place to network and to get exposure, but you need to go. Okay, anyway, like all festivals, it will be very interesting to attend, of course, because if not, like a logo, it doesn't make much change in your career as big as it is. Okay, like the important thing is like what you do with it. So attending to the festival also like requires money, and you need to travel many times abroad to different countries, different continent. Okay, for short films, only I will say like the A-class festivals, they are going to cover your travel, and not all, I will say. And the mid-tier, some of them with a short, some of them they are not going to give anything. The festival, they try most of the time to give some kind of travel aid, but many times if we are like very far, it's super expensive still. Okay, most of them, they are going to offer you like hotel, etc., but like once you go there. And so this is also like another cost that you have to assume. Most of the time, of course, like it's very hard to put everything in the budget, because yeah, like you don't have like that luxury so often, and you have to be like using your own money and expect or pray for the best, and try to get an award that can basically continue fueling the distribution. So most of this distribution, even if you get selected, like to get awarded, etc., like it's not so easy. So don't expect in general to get much funds from it. Even if you get some awards, most of the time you will need to use this money for for the distribution itself, like to continue distribution, to go to more festivals, to travel, to meet people, etc. The good part is like this is fantastic, it's fun, you will meet other creators from around the world, you will meet people that you will admire, you will have like chances to watch films that rarely have like a commercial distribution, so it's a win-win situation. There is a lot of small festivals that they are like university film festivals and student film festivals that you should try to enter first. Okay, so in many of the platforms you can have like even a section to mark, you know, that your film is like from a school or from a film school, and then you can access to all these film festivals that they are not very prestigious, but you are competing with people of your level, which is easier. Okay, and the most important thing is to start self, like to continue distribution, to go to more festivals, to travel, to meet people, etc. The good part is like this is fantastic, it's fun, you will meet other creators from around the world, you will meet people that you will admire, you will have like chances to watch films that rarely have like a commercial distribution, so it's a win-win situation for a small creator especially. Okay, to do this distribution nowadays is mostly online, or 99% offline, and many festivals, especially in the mid-tier and small festivals, they use distribution platforms. So they are like platforms that they list the festivals, and you have like an easy way to submit. These are like Fest Home, Film Freeway, Short Film Depot. There's like quite a few platforms. Each platform is based in one country, and most of the time they have like a strong presence in that country, or they focus in a few countries, you know, like Film Freeway, for example, is more US, Short Film Depot is Western Europe, Film Freeway is mostly France and Germany. Okay, so you have to be aware of this, because you need to have your short register in all the platforms. Registering is free, you only pay when you submit, and of course like the entry fees as well. So sending to the festivals from these platforms also costs money, but this is not so much compared with all the other costs, but it facilitates a lot like the distribution, because especially once you have passed like the moment of like premiering, that the rest is just like sending, it facilitates a lot the distribution. Okay, let's talk now about the premiere of your film. Your film or short film has basically one single premiere that can sometimes be divided in two. So the premiere, like the first time that your film is going to be shown, is the global or world premiere. Okay, and this is like the first time that your film is shown in the world outside of your country usually. If you decide to premiere your film in your country, it's a local premiere, meaning that you still have like the world premiere, that is like international premiere in this case. Okay, so you can have like global premiere or world premiere if you premiere your film outside of your country, or have like local premiere and then international premiere outside of your country. After that, you can also have like premieres in each continent, like Asian premiere, North American premiere, South American premiere, European premiere, and also country premiere. So like Spanish premiere, French premiere, Malaysian premiere. Okay, some festivals they require at least local premiere, like their country. Okay, but for short films, most of the time this is not such a big deal. So a short film, as they are supposed to live inside of the festivals, they can continue like going to festivals much after they finish their premieres, and they still like accepted in big competitions. Okay, in feature film, once you finish your premieres, like competitions, they are reduced quite a lot. Okay, so usually or ideally, better said, what you are going to do is to try to strategize your premiere and your release. So once you finish your film, the first thing that you have to do is basically an EPK, an electronic press kit, with all the information of your film, the credits, roll, prepare subtitles of many languages as possible. So this is now like very easy with AI and the translators. Before was like a headache and costly, but now it's very cheap. You just need to do it on any AI or translator with AI, and if somebody that you know like speaks this language, ask them to check. You have to prepare as well like materials as like trailers, photos, your photography as a producer and director, bio of the director and producer, director statement. Okay, there's like a few different information that basically is like the same kind of like dossier that we prepare when we are pitching it. It's just like based on the final version of our film. And this document ideally is prepared on a nice PDF just to show, and as well in an document like Word document just for the festivals to copy whatever information they want and paste in their websites, etc. Okay, the stills, BTS, etc. Thinking about like the pictures and the identity of the short, just prepare like one poster that is going to be repeated again and again. Okay, because the important thing like the people like to remember your film, so only use one poster and have like 3 to 5 stills that you use again and again. Okay, you want the people to be able to recognize your short, and it's like, oh yeah, I saw this film, it was in this other festival. Okay, so you want to create this association. You don't want to give a lot of variety. And the pictures that you select, make sure that they are like easily identifiable of what you are selling. Okay, so if your short is horror, the 3 stills that you select, they need to feel like they are horror, like very clearly. Okay, and what kind of horror? Doesn't have to look like a drama, doesn't have to be like, oh, this, everybody as with a glance, they need to know like what is the genre, what is the style of your film with these stills. Okay, so don't select like random images, go exact to what you need. Trailers usually for shorts, they tend to be 1 minute. Sometimes you can just cut as a piece of your short that you like. Okay, like they don't need to be too elaborate. I mean, you can if you want, but they don't need to be too elaborate. Also, film festivals, especially like the artsy film festivals, like the most like prestigious film festivals, they don't like the commercial look of things. They like the independent art house look of things. So if you prepare like a very commercial looking short, they're going to be like, nah. Okay, they will prefer like a random 3 pictures without context that just like spark your curiosity. Okay, art house has become kind of like a style, the same like commercial and art house, like has become like a aesthetic on itself, and sometimes things pass from one side to the other, but mostly they are like very clear what is what, and because, as I said, like festivals, like any international festival of short films, they will have like from 1,000 to 2,000 shorts to watch and to select. So there's no time to waste figuring out things. It's like this yes, this no, this yes, this no, this yes, this no. Next round, this yes, this no, this yes, this no, and then they discuss about the final selections. Okay, but yeah, it's a process like quite hectic. I work in film festivals, international film festivals, so it's a quite hectic process, and there's like a lot of discussion. But at the end, okay, once everybody has selected their darlings, so you want to pass this first cut. once you attend a film festival, you should prepare cards or postcards of your short, if possible with a QR or some kind of like link that the people can access to the materials of your short. Sometimes you can also give access for the people to watch if they are like people from the industry, etc. So it's important that you give something, to and try to make yourself remember. This also is related with how you look, like Tim Burton or me, like you recognize like the style that we like, the way that we dress, and it's for a reason, okay? Because when there's like 300 people, you want the people to be able to say like, oh, this is Quailo, or this is Tim Burton, or this is, besides like you recognize the face or not, okay? It's just like the look, okay? Feels silly, okay, like just said like that you need to have like a look, okay? But thinking the directors that you like, like David Fincher or I don't know, David Lynch, Wes Anderson, whatever, Scorsese, like they have like a very specific look that hasn't changed in decades, and it's for a reason. It's because when you go to a film festival, especially at the beginning, you want people to be able to say like, oh, this is the director of that film or that other film, and to recognize you and to be able to approach to you, just because like people say like, oh yeah, you have like a cap and a Hawaiian shirt, okay, and then they look for you, even if they don't know how you look exactly, okay. And this is part of your marketing when you go to festivals, okay. So also, if you go to big festivals and you are from like a territory, like for example Southeast Asia, you want to give, especially you go to a different country, a different continent, you want to give a bit of flavor of your land, because as we said, like festivals, they tend to be very progressive, right? And the values of like the woke movement, they have like infiltrated quite a lot. So right now, like your ethnicity, your sexuality is very important, okay? So festivals, they are mostly white and European, okay? This is how it is. And the people, as you can see, like even for a short film, like you need a lot of money, not only to make it but also to distribute it. So they tend to be white, European, rich people looking at your film. This is how it is, okay? This is coming from a working class guy, like from a working class family. I know this, like the way the people talk, the way the people dress, everything. Like you can see that most of these people come from old money. They have like very comfortable lives, and they feel like they live in the center of the universe. Like being in the States or being in Europe, they feel that they live in the center of the universe. They travel, but they travel for holidays, so they don't know the world beyond like going on holidays. So when they select for the festival, like the idea in most of the festivals is kind of like to have a zoo. You have to have like a giraffe, you have to have an elephant. Oh, look at this feathery bird, so nice colors, so strange, okay? You don't want to have a dog, okay, because a dog is very common. Have you seen a dog in a zoo? No, right? So they want like strange, quirky things that the people will be like, oh, look, a panda bear, okay? And this nowadays is not so much related with your work. It used to be your work, it used to be your films, etc., but it's not so much related right now with your work, but who you are. So if you are non-white and non-heterosexual and non-normative and non-whatever, you have much more chances. So if you enter in any of these categories, use it as much as possible, okay, and wrap it around you, okay. If you are Malaysian, when you go to a film festival, wear baju kurung, or wear like a very traditional Chinese clothes, like when you take your mug shot for the festival, do it with your turban, you know, like try to look very exotic for a Western eye. Okay, this is something that works like a charm. Okay, it's not cheating because they are the ones who are implementing these ideas. Okay, so just use it because most of the time it's going to be your only chance. Take in account that cinematographies in other continents and in other countries are like much more advanced than Southeast Asia and especially Malaysia. Okay, so like you cannot compete technically, you cannot compete in talent, you can compete in creativity, and you can compete in something that they cannot compete. That is like you are Malaysian, or if you are from another country, you are from that country, and if you are whatever sexual, you are that, and now it's a value. Okay, so use it as much as possible. Try to, when you write your text and your bio and everything, like try to connect, you know, your film with who you are. Okay, like try to make it look like this film is like the most important thing that you're going to ever do in life. And it's like I was like deciding, like, should I kill myself or do this film? I did this film, you know. It's like it's the most important thing in ever. This is something that you have to continue doing like your whole career, even if you have like made a lot of films, you know. It's always is like it was like the film of my life. Okay, this is also another like bullshit thing that like the industry work like this and continue, you know. You cannot just say like I made this film because it was interesting for me and this is my film number 20 and well, I make films, this is my life and my work, you know. It's always like, yeah, this was like the most striking thing in my life, it changed all my perceptions, etc. Okay, so and right now, as I said, like this profile is very important. So it's not so much your film, but the values and the ideas and the origin of the film that counts. Okay, this will change. Like before was different, and before that was also different, and in a few years or next year, who knows, it will be different, you know. But I'm talking about like today, and as per today, this is important. So when you analyze your film and yourself, okay, try to find like how to market yourself. Okay, so it's like, and yeah, add a bit of flair and fiction to it, you know. So it's like a gay Malaysian prosecuted by the state and in the height that makes very controversial films, even if it's your first film and nobody has watched anything that you made before. Okay, this is not important because they don't live in your country, they don't know you, you know. They just see what you have written there. But yeah, it's like look at your film and it's like what is the topics, what is the themes, what are the things that they can be marketed, okay, in the values that the festival right now, like for example, like they are trying to push or they are appreciating. And for this, it's good that you see what films or what kind of films they have selected before. Okay, so you kind of like can guess if your film fits in a festival or not. So it takes some back and forth, this polishing on who you are, but it's quite effective. And the most effective way also is like just asking somebody to see if it's correct, you know, like look for a third eye, because to analyze who you are, like it's relatively complex. But when somebody watch your film, it's like, oh yeah, try to apply for architecture film festivals, LGBT festivals, and you know, like, and on your side the same, you know, like, oh, maybe you can wear like this, wear like that, do this, do that. Oh, also as a side note, Americans and Europeans, they don't know that Malaysia speak English. So when you shoot in English, they think you are like kind of like pretending to speak English or something. So they think that you are like pretending to be a foreigner or trying to make a commercial film. That's why you speak in English. So it's much easier to enter in the big festivals or mid-tier festivals with a Malay speaking or Chinese speaking film or Tamil speaking film than with an English film, because like literally like they don't know that we speak English, and they feel that this is their language, you know, that we are like copying them. I don't know, don't blame me, I live here, I know you know, like, what to do. Okay, so let's pass. Once you like the distribution, film festival distribution, it can last from 6 months minimum to 2 years. After 2 years, the short is old already, and then the festivals, they won't accept it. How long? Depends on your success rate. If it's going well, continue. As simple as that. If it's not going well, stop, because yeah, there are films that even if they are good, there's not the right time, there's not the right festivals, and you're like burning money. Okay, so after 6 months, if you haven't gotten any selection, maybe it's a good idea to stop. No shame on it. Like there are films that work like really well, there are films that they don't work well. It depends on what is the trend on the market. And I mean, of course, like if you have like a very strong film, it will go places, but even with that, some films, they don't work in festivals. After that, you have two options. Option A, put all your festivals and all the awards and everything on the front and put it on social media, YouTube, etc., to try to get exposure on your country and in the industry, you know, something that you can send to people. Hey, look at my short, da da da. Or try to sell it to television, to VOD. Usually, this only happens through festivals, through awards, or if you already have like a connection already on the TV channel, etc. But it's like quite hard to sell, on my experience, unless you find like a TV show or a TV channel that has like a specific blog in which they play shorts, and this is like quite rare. There is no chance unless it's something specific, and most of the time this happens after you have been in like many festivals and then they contact you. Okay, so yeah, it's not often. How much money you can make? Anywhere between like $300 to $2,000. Rarely you will go over with a short. But as I said, like it's quite rare, to be honest. Like my most awarded like shorts, they have been sold to TV and VOD, but not like a lot. The YouTube kind of like road, if your short, let's say that doesn't have like much value, like you know that it's not going to be sold to TV, etc., go ahead. The thing is, like nowadays, if you don't promote this kind of films, etc., like they get lost in all this like content. Okay, a film is not content, and the problem is like it will get lost, rarely will get like enough attention. Sometimes happen, but most of the time the success stories is just people that put like a lot of money on the promotion, like online. And another option that not many people think about it is that the short still is an opportunity to make an event. Okay, an event meaning to organize a screening, and to organize a screening in which you control the promotion, you control who you invite, and you turn these kind of like events in networking events. So for example, like when I was in Spain living, I was younger, I used to have like a monthly screening of films. I used to pack them, not only mine, but they were always one mine. Like we look for a theme, and with contacts that you make after making films, like you have enough contacts and know enough people to make a collection and organize in a place and get some sponsors. In Spain, for example, like we like to drink a lot, so we used to get like sponsor from wine and beer, and people come for the free beer and the free wine, and for free they watch your thing, and then you have an opportunity to network. And usually like these events, many times they are covered by media, so you appear in the newspaper, and if you make it like consistent, it actually is quite interesting for getting exposure and getting connections in your country or in your area of influence. And this many times like gets overlooked. Also is interesting way, if you have a new project, at the end of the screening, you can always like show like the new project and have like a donation box or something like that, and people tend to try to help a little bit. So it's also a way to get funds for the next project. And well, if any of you is interested in learning more about distribution and want to get hands-on, I have a new short, science fiction short that is from the scrap metal universe, that is called The Wanderer. That is the first one that I'm going to start distributing. So I'm doing like right now, I just finished the film, so I'm going to do like the trailers, stills, the profiles in all the platforms, and start like sending and writing the emails for the waivers and everything writing to programmers, etc. So if anybody's interested to join and to sit with me and see how it's done, just let me know, because probably I will start right now after the semester ends, that I have a bit more time. And also I'm distributing a feature film, so if you want to see like how is a feature film, I can also show you. And that's all. If you guys have like specific questions about your shorts, how to direct the distribution, or you want to show me your profiles as director, producer, etc., I'm happy to take a look and give an edge that helps you to get selected and to go to festivals. And that's all, guys. I hope this video is helpful, and if you have any question, please assault me in the corridors of the uni, or set an appointment, or email, the way you want.